Hi everyone, Alina from Xactimate Mastery here. Today we're going to talk about what to do when Xactware changes a line item description in a way that affects how you can add the labor materials to your estimate. So we're specifically talking about custom bent fascia metal versus fascia metal that comes from the factory ready to go pre-bent. And they made a pretty big change, looks like, in this last price list update from what I can tell. So let's go take a look at this issue and also how we can keep an eye out for future issues as they do change their click for detail descriptions periodically, and it can really affect the bottom line of your estimate. So let's look at this issue in today's Tuesday Tech Tip. So the issue I want to take a look at here is going to be your fascia metals, and you'll see here on my screen I've got the click for detail up for you. It says it includes the fascia metal, nails, installation labor, and the cost to remove, blah, blah, blah. You've seen that a million times. Now this is an older price list, all right? So if I go and look at my parameters, this is for Colorado Springs, Colorado from May 15. So I just pulled a random old one that I knew would have that older verbiage so I could really show you what happens in the differences of that click for detail and the descriptions that we're all supposed to be playing by, so we are all on the same page with the adjuster, right? That's the goal of using Xactimate, is so we're all playing by the same rules. Well, they've changed the rules. Again, going back to this fascia metal issue, we're used to using the custom bent aluminum line item for those of you that bring your own coil on site and you do actually bend the metal to fit that fascia metal to the existing fascia. So that is why custom bent aluminum has been used. And of course you can see in my screen there's a great pricing disparity between the two. One is pre-bent in a factory, pre-molded, ready to go. The custom bent aluminum is a custom line item. It is the time and effort and waste on materials that it takes to actually form fit that to the fascia. So what has happened recently, and it looks like it's in the last month. I need to do a little bit more research, so don't quote me on that, but it looks like just recently over the summer, when you add your fascia metal items and click for detail, you'll see that it says quality. They've added this quality section. Pre-bent or bent on site. Now, you tell me, with the price disparity here of your 6-inch fascia metal or your custom bent aluminum, how is that apples for apples, or what are they thinking here? So bent on site metal fascia still requires the coil, the setup, the time that it takes to custom bend that. And this could be an issue for those of you that have been using that custom bent aluminum. So how are we going to get around this issue? I think that you need to document maybe with photos that you are custom bending the metal to that area, and that those of you that do that procedure provide a great explanation of why you can't use the pre-bent, right? Because we need to go for like, kind, and quality. And the more we can document that and prove that in our Xactimate estimate, the more that we can get over these kinds of hurdles. But this is definitely a new one. I was just tracking it in a Facebook group here, Facebook forums, that is a pretty new event that's happened. But this isn't the first time that this has gone on. As you can see here, you'll see that the old Xactimate estimate that I have pulled up here, when you click for detail with that fascia, of course, it doesn't say anything about pre-bent or any of that. It also doesn't talk about ladders with jacks. So in the old days, we would add our ladders with jacks, have no pushback, no problem whatsoever. In your new fascia line item, here it says, there's a new note. A contractor will have and use standard ladders, jacks, plank as part of their normal equipment, as their tool set. And so this whole thing here will negate the addition of the ladders with jacks, as in the old edition did not mention that. So keep your eye out on this stuff, guys. I don't know if you need to check it every 6 months. Just randomly go through an estimate when you add the new price list and just check for these kinds of line items. Hope that helps out there. Keep your eye out for these different changes in the industry and make sure that you are fluid and can definitely be able to document and provide the adjuster with the reasoning why this is not correct. You can also always email pricing@xactware.com and let them know what's going on in your side of the things. They actually take into account contractors' feedback. That is their job. They state that in their white paper for pricing. And then also, if you start completing your estimates, so if you go to complete, you should see a submit required information. I actually have a video on this, but there's a way to complete your estimate here that it submits any pricing changes, anything that is disparity. It will submit those to Xactware's actually algorithm system. So when we see pricing changes in the industry, things like that, we do need to be completing our estimates as well and doing the work on our end to help with those disparities. But this issue is a little bit different. We do need to be emailing and calling Xactware and letting them know. I don't have time to call, so I like the pricing@xactware.com, but I believe you can call their sales department and ask for pricing, and they will speak with you on the phone about this issue. So definitely need to do something different on that. That is a huge disparity, not only with the custom bent, but with the ladders and jacks now are an addition too. Please feel free to comment below with any of your thoughts that you think about this and how this affects our industry and the pricing of line items in Xactimate. Please also hit that like button below so I know that this topic was interesting to you and we can talk about more of these industry issues. Also subscribe for our weekly updates so you can keep relevant in the industry and talk about these hot topics that we talk about on this channel. For more information on Xactimate Mastery and what we do, I train Xactimate to contractors in the restoration industry. Visit xactimate.com for more information. Hope you have a great week in your business, and we'll see you next week.